It's a feeling of relief, a euphoria that comes over you like, okay, good, whoo, found it. Now, think about this in a different way. Think about being able to deal with that issue right away. Like as soon as you lost that money or you lost those keys, imagine having a understanding of what happened. Instead of you panicking, you understand what just took place on a conscious level. So you don't deal with that negative energy. You don't deal with that panic. You say to yourself, you know what, this happened. I lost my money. I lost my keys. Maybe they might be around here somewhere. Let me look consciously. So meditation will help you start to deal with these negative emotions or these negative energies. It will help you deal with them consciously so you won't have to feel the pain of them. You know, feeling worried or being scared or being stressed out about something is a negative energy. Don't nobody like to feel these things. Now, I'm not saying that we should become robots and have no emotions or feelings. Not at all. I'm saying that we should take these feelings, these emotions, and deal with them consciously, on a conscious level, like mentally. So you put your shoes on every single day. Do you stress out when you put your shoes on? No, because you've been doing it every day since you've been 5 years old. It's a normal everyday thing that you keep doing continuously. You do it with repetition. So if you meditate and you start dealing with these issues that worry you and bother you, you start doing it with repetition and focusing on that issue, then it will become just like putting on shoes. It'll be something that you're just not going to worry about because you have come to terms with the outcome of that emotion. So what is going to be the outcome of you losing your keys? What is going to be the end result of all the emotional stress, all of the pain that you feel, got you tearing up your apartment, throwing stuff all over the place, trying to find these keys? What is the ultimate outcome going to be? Either you're going to find the keys or you might have to pay some money. You might have to call a locksmith. You might have to call up a friend who has a spare key. Something to that effect. But that will be the solution. That will be the end result of what's going to happen with the whole keys being lost. So now the whole idea behind meditation is to bypass the reaction and go straight to the solution. So you lose your keys, you want to skip all of the emotional pain. You want to skip the trauma, the stress, and the worry and go straight to the solution on a conscious level and consciously understand immediately that, hey, I might have to do this. I might have to do that. I might have to pay some money. Skip all of the emotional pain. This is what Fortune 500 CEOs do. This is what critical thinking people do. They skip all of the emotion and go straight to the solution. So you have problems, skip reaction, go straight to solution. This is what meditation will help you with. So now these emotions, these energies affect people in different ways. Some people react differently to different situations. Some people respond in a negative way. Some people respond in a positive way. And what I mean by that is some people, when the pressure is on, they rise to the occasion. Some people don't panic. They just, they get a heightened sense of awareness, more focused when things go wrong. And then you get some people that just panic. They freak out. They don't know what to do. It's like if you're holding a glass of water and it's about to fall. Some people panic so much, they feel that energy. Like as soon as the cup starts to fall, it's like an energy that takes over. Like you feel it inside of, oh my goodness, it's about to land all over the place. And they panic and they just spill all over the place. But then some people, they get focused, they catch the glass. So it's simple like, you're catching a pen. You don't panic. It's just something normal that happens. Something normal that you deal with every single day. Oh, well, the glass is going to fall. Let me try to catch it. If I can't, shit going to get wet. So this is what I mean when I talk about energy. Just normal everyday energy that we experience every day, but we equate it to our emotions or our feelings. So when you look at the chakras, when you look at the 7 chakras, we can see that they deal with normal stuff that we're going to have to deal with in this material and physical world, stuff that we need to master the energy of. So you need to master the energy of these things in order for you to really start to activate your chakras. So when you look at the chakras, we see the base chakra or the root chakra. It deals with the materialistic world, like earthly things like food and money. So the sacral chakra or the navel chakra is your lower abdomen. It deals with like pleasure and sexuality. Then we have the solar plexus or upper abdomen. It deals with self-esteem and self-confidence. Then we have the heart chakra. We know that at the center of the chest, it deals with love. That's that magnetic field we have right there. That's love. So then you have the throat chakra. It deals with really just expression and communication. Then you have the third eye chakra. Now, this is the big one, of course. It deals with intuition. The third eye chakra is really you combining your subconscious and your conscious together to become one, awakened being. Then you have your, of course, the seventh chakra, which is the crown chakra. That's like seventh heaven. That's the one that you really want to activate. The thing is, you can't activate that seventh chakra without first activating the other six chakras. Now, once you open that third eye chakra, that sixth chakra, and you start to become in tune with the energy of the earth or with the universal energy, you will then be able to get the help that you need to activate that crown chakra or that seventh chakra. And that's something I'll go into a bit more in a later video. But the third eye chakra is very important. That's the one you really need to focus on the most. It's opening that third eye so you can see energy and feel energy way better, so you can have a better understanding of what's going on in the universe and what's going on with your body, so you can figure out who you are. Know thyself. That's something the ancient Egyptians was talking about when they say know thyself. In order for you to know thyself and to truly become conscious, you have to activate that third eye. That's really important. Now, I was in Thailand earlier this year and I was visiting with the monks. And I actually visited a lot of Buddhist temples and seen a lot of monks when I was in Thailand. And, I had a lot of questions for the monks. And, once you sit down with them and get to talk to them, they cool people. A lot of them are happy to speak to Americans because they like to practice their English. They like to talk, and they can talk to you for days. But they have a lot of wisdom. And I was amazed and I was impressed of their knowledge of ancient Kemet and their knowledge of, energy. So one of the things when I was talking with the monk about was about the third eye. I mean, of course, I had to really talk to him about it because these dudes supposed to be like the masters of this, and they're supposed to understand what this stuff is all about. So when I asked him what's the best way to activate the third eye, to open the third eye, he said the third eye is already open. You are just not aware of it on a conscious level. So since you are not aware of it on a conscious level, you are not able to tap into it and use its full power. He said when you go to sleep at night, you close your eyes, you go to sleep, you close your eyes in darkness. But when you enter the dream world, you can almost see with the same clarity as if you was awake. You can see in the dream world, but you are not using physical eyes. Yet you can see the dream world almost clearly, perfectly clearly. What eye are you using? You are using your third eye. You are seeing, but you are not conscious that you are seeing and using that eye. You think you are using your regular normal eye because of the state of the dream, because of the way the subconscious mind takes over. So in order for you to use the full potential of the third eye and to understand it, you have to become conscious of it in order to fully activate it and become aware of it and use it. Now, in speaking with the monks, they actually validated a lot of the research I was doing on meditation and chakra work and opening the third eye. Now, I get a lot of questions from people about the ancient Egyptians. A lot of people believe that their third eye was open and that they somehow tapped into that power and used it to build the pyramids. Now, the thing is, our bodies have an electromagnetic course of acupuncture meridians or ley lines. This is what acupuncture is used. This is where they point these needles at to try to get energy to flow through the body from one spot to another. Now, the yin is negative feminine energy and the yang is positive masculine energy. Now, the thing is, when you look at the earth itself, it is basically made up the same way. It has ley lines, or what's known as the Becker-Hagen's grid. Now, at the Becker-Hagen's grid has points of electromagnetic energy that's supposed to flow all throughout the earth. And what people have found is that at these points, there are monuments. The pyramids are supposedly built right under one of these electromagnetic points. And when you look at these points all over the planet, you have pyramids, or you have monuments, or you have temples, or you have some kind of structure at all these electromagnetic points around the earth. We even have American military bases at some of these electromagnetic points. So the theory is that they somehow tapped into this electromagnetic field and was somehow able to use it to help them build the pyramids in theory. So when you think about it the same way of the balloon rubbing against your hair or sticking to the wall, think about the bricks of the pyramid, the big, huge stones. If your third eye is awakened and you have a knowledge of energy, if you understand how energy flows and you can actually see it and you can tap into it, then the theory applies to the bricks as well. So if you can steal the electrons from these stones and positively charge the stones, then you can possibly lift the stones. You can possibly make them move. Using electromagnetism, you should be able to move these stones anywhere you want to move them without having to use any real physical strength. And being under these ley lines or in these huge magnetic fields, it probably would be very easy for you to build them or to move them using electromagnetism. Now, this is in theory. So, what do we call many intersecting points forming a group of connecting grids? We call it a matrix. Now, what does a matrix or a grid look like? They resemble a net. They look just like nets. What do we call Earth? We call Earth a planet or a planned net. When you look at the whole Becker-Hagen's grid, it's like a net around the Earth, a planned net around the planet. Now, this is something I'm going to get into a lot more in a later video. Look at the Matrix movie with Neo. Neo is the anagram for the one Neo, however you want to look at it. Now, remember when Neo goes into the Matrix, when he goes to see the Oracle. Now, the Matrix is basically like, a computer-generated dream world. He goes into the dream world to speak to the Oracle. Now, the Oracle can represent a lot of different things, but let's look at the Oracle as our subconscious, trying to give us some information and show us the truth. But we have to become aware of what this Oracle or what this subconscious is telling us. When Neo first walks into the kitchen to see the Oracle, it's a sign over the door that she makes a note of. She tells him, it says, "Know thyself." Now, in the ancient Egyptian mystery schools and a lot of the classrooms, a lot of the temples, they had over all the doors, "Man, know thyself." And we know Socrates stole it and copied it and said, "Know thyself," and a lot of people give him the credit for it. But he walks into the kitchen, he speaks to the Oracle, she tells him the information and whatever like that. Now, at the end, when Neo is about to become the one, he dies first, and then he wakes up and he is the one. He is awakened. His third eye is open. And how does he see the world? He sees the energy. He sees the world as the way it is. And then from that moment on, he is all powerful. He can fly. He can do things and move stuff with his hands. He can stop bullets because his eye is open. His one eye is open. So now he has this power where he is all powerful. Now, in theory, once you do this in theory in the dream world, you should be able to do everything that Neo does. But remember, in the second Matrix movie, this power transfers into the real world. So in theory, you should be able to do some pretty amazing things. I mean, if you understand how energy flows, if you understand the process of healing yourself, in theory, once you open this third eye, you should be able to, recharge with no problem or heal yourself with no problem in theory. Now, another cartoon or movie that's in theory of things we should do, and I strongly believe he's talking about, opening the third eye and, becoming all powerful, is Dragon Ball Z. Now, with Dragon Ball Z, I believe that Akira Toriyama, he actually was trying to tell us about meditation and about awakening the chakras. You got 7 magic balls, you got 7 chakras. You get all 7 balls together, it awakens this dragon, and this dragon comes and grants you your wishes. Now, the dragon represents Kundalini rising up the spine like a serpent. And you awaken that third eye and you can grant your own wishes. Now, when we look at certain things within the whole Dragon Ball Z universe, just look at Goku himself. Goku was powerful. I don't want to get into the whole Saiyan thing because that's a whole nother thing. And I might save a lot of parts for, a later video that I might do specifically on Dragon Ball Z because there's so much metaphysics and so much stuff involved into that whole cartoon. Now, the whole Dragon Ball Z universe is all about energy, getting your energy up, getting your energy to certain levels and evolving and ascending to different power levels. That's what the Dragon Ball Z thing is all about, becoming stronger. Now, when you watch a Goku train, when you watch like Piccolo train, they always go into like a meditative state sometimes. They do physical training, but they go into meditation a lot and train. You see Piccolo do it a lot of times. He'll go into meditation and then he'll manifest like 2 Piccolos and they'll go, start attacking each other and training. Now, Akira Toriyama, he's a genius. I believe that he got a lot of the character of Goku from Bruce Lee. I mean, when you look at Bruce Lee, when he wasn't fighting in the movies, he was this funny guy. He joked around. You know, he was just a different guy when he wasn't fighting in his movies. But once he got into a fight, it was like a different dude. You know, he just changed, became meaner looking, and, you know, it was like a whole nother person. He wasn't to be messed with. It's the same thing with Goku. You know, Goku is a goofball. He jokes around, he plays around. When he's with his friends and family, he's like a whole different person. But when it comes time to fight, you know, he powers up and, you know, it's game over. He ain't playing no games. Now, if you read the book by Bruce Lee called 1-Inch Punch, in that book, Bruce Lee is talking about energy and distributing energy at the time of impact and building up enough energy to, you know, strike an opponent and cause the maximum amount of, you know, damage or force at a close range. And I remember from Dragon Ball Z, it was the Cell saga when Goku takes Gohan into the hyperbolic time chamber and they are training. Now, Trunks, he thinks he's this all-powerful dude, and, you know, he gets these big, bulky muscles, and he's not able to catch Cell and, you know, inflict the maximum amount of damage because he didn't develop his energy in the right way. Now, you remember back in the hyperbolic time chamber when Goku goes into meditation. He goes into meditation, you know, he builds his power up, and then, you know, Gohan is like, you know, you did it, you transformed, and then Goku was like, no, you know, I didn't transform, I developed my muscles, and, you know, in this state, I can't really move fast, I can't really distribute the energy that I have in the right areas to apply the maximum amount of damage. So I thought that was like amazing that, you know, Akira Toriyama must have read that book. And I'm paraphrasing here, but when you read the book and look at the episode, it's almost talking about the same thing with the whole, you know, content of the episode and the content of that book. But he really gets into energy and gets into meditation in the Dragon Ball Z saga. And it's amazing when you really start to go through Dragon Ball Z and look at the whole metaphysics of it. So I just wanted to give you like a basic understanding on, you know, the dream world and energy and chakras. And, you know, we talk about these things in a lot of different ways. I wanted to give you some of the theories that people have about what happened once you open your third eye or awaken this energy. Now, I have my own theories and my own personal beliefs that I believe what this whole thing is about. Because you have to think about it. When you go to sleep, if you don't waken that third eye, if you don't understand what's taking place in the dream world, then you don't understand that you are asleep. You don't understand that your body is in the bed. So when you die, I mean, what happens? If you don't know that you're asleep when you sleep, when you die, do you know that you're dead? You know, do you know what's going on? And this is like what a lot of movies like The Sixth Sense and other movies speak about, you know, what happens? You don't even understand in the dream world what's going on when you're alive. When you're dead, then what happens? You know, and a lot of Buddhists believe that you reincarnate. You know, if you don't get this knowledge, if you don't understand and awaken that third eye, you don't know how to ascend to the next level. You don't know how to go on. So you have to come back. I mean, when you look at what we have found on this planet, you know, over the years, I mean, we have human remains that we can carbon date and things that we can carbon date that go back hundreds of thousands of years. You know, we have proven that human beings have been on this planet for over 100,000 years, you know, over 200,000 years, 300,000 years, that humans have been on this planet. So why is it that we just now, within like the last, you might as well say like 6,000 years, you know, got to this level of technology? Now, I don't know what happened on this planet before, but it seems like all of a sudden, you know, within the last 6 to 8,000 years, we just started getting to where we are at today. You would think that we would have figured this out, you know, 100,000, 200,000 years ago when you look at where we are at today. I mean, look at the 1400s. In the 1400s, I mean, look at the way things was. We had boats and everything like that. But look at the 1400s to today. I mean, that's a major difference. We go from boats to having ships and planes and trains and all kinds of stuff in that short period of time. I mean, that's a major jump in just a couple hundred years. You would think, you know, 200,000 years, I mean, we would have figured this stuff out. We would have figured out the TV and the automobile and things of that nature a long time ago. But it seems like the people back then was just, you know, on a different note. They was just, you know, had a different mind frame or something. But, you know, it seems like something happened on this planet. Something happened to people. And when you look at the way society is set up, it's almost like they don't want us to develop our mind. They don't want us to awaken our third eye. I mean, look at TV. I mean, TV could be one of the most damaging things to you awakening your energy, because when you go to sleep, you are constantly having dreams about things that you saw on TV. It affects your mind. It affects the way that you dream, and it's going to have a strong hold over you when you try to control the dream world. So when we look at the chemicals that they put in food, the way we treat the planet, the way we treat each other, our music, the way we socialize, the way we talk, what we wear, all of these things have negative effects on our body and negative effects on our psyche. They affect the dream state. They affect the way we think and focus. So many things that we look at as normal affect us every single day. And it's hard for you to just meditate them away. It's hard for you to just, meditate on them and get rid of them, but you have to deal with them every day. You have to deal with them every day on a conscious level. It's like, I don't have a choice. I have to go to work. I got to feed my family. But you go to work around these negative people in this negative environment, and the whole time you're there, you feel some type of way. And, I don't want to be here. I want something better for my life. I want something different. And it's hard for you to come out of that. So, it takes a lot of meditation for you to deal with that, inwardly, to have to, meditate and then get up, go to work and deal with that on a constant level. That's something that sticks with your energy. It sticks with you. And you have to do a lot of energy work to get that out of you. And this is what meditation will help you with. But it just seems like the way the world is set up, they don't want us to reach this level. It's something that doesn't want us to become who we can become, to reach our full potential. So some people, they search for the purpose of life. They always ask that question. What is it all about? What is our purpose? Why are we here? A lot of people turn to religious doctrine to get the answers to that. And, I have a lot of videos on religion. A lot of people turn to, different things to try to deal with, life, to try to understand what's the point of it all. Why are we here? Is it really all about material and getting money and, fast cars and big houses? What is it all about? Why were we put here? And I honestly believe we were put here to ascend. I believe that is our purpose. Our purpose is to awaken that third eye, to awaken that crown chakra, and to become who we are meant to be, to understand the dream world. And I believe that whatever you're doing in life, if it's not about trying to become conscious in a dream world, you are only hurting yourself. You are not living out your full potential, and you will, you'll probably be back here. And I honestly believe that's what happens. I believe you die and you leave your body and you don't know where to go. And somehow you reincarnate. I don't know how that whole process works, but this is what I believe. This is what my research has led me to believe. It has something to do, and I know a lot of people ask me, do a video about Saturn and the moon. It has a lot to do with the moon. It has a lot to do with the sun. And that's something I'm going to get into at a later video, but I don't think I've done enough videos before that to lead up to that point, because there's a lot of other things people got to understand. I really want to start getting into quantum mechanics and quantum physics and stuff like that before I get to this point, because it's just not going to make sense. I don't think people are going to be able to connect a lot of those dots. Some of you are. A lot of you people are seriously smart. Comment section, I love the comment section. I'm in there. I try to, answer a lot of questions when I can, but I'm amazed at how smart some people are, and a lot of people know their stuff. But at the end of the day, we are all in this thing together. The problem is there's so many things that separates us and keep us separated, like, religion and race and, sexual preference. These things tear us apart, they keep us apart. There's so much hate and fear that's just, wrapped up in the world and so many different things. And a lot of people get caught up in these things. And a lot of people don't deal with that, that energy. And that's something we have to deal with. You got to deal with all this negativity and just, meditate on it and just get rid of it, get that energy out of it so we don't have to deal with it and feel it on a daily basis. But I think a lot of people get me confused. They think I'm this big Afrocentric guy who's all about, Black power and Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. I'm not about just Black people. I'm about unity. It's 2015, about to be 2016 soon. If y'all cannot see after all this time, after all the things they have been doing, that they obviously want to keep us apart, then you are a part of the problem. You can't see all the tricks and all the little teeny things that are in the way that they are using to keep us separated, then you don't want to see it. you have to realize that they want this separation. They don't ever want us to unite, because if we ever unite, then we'll realize who the real enemy is. It's not black, it's not white, it's a government system. It's this whole thing that we call the Illuminati, this whole thing that we call, the Freemasons, or whatever name you have for it. It's a group of people, and they make up black, white, Asian, what have you, that they don't care about race. They don't care about all this stuff. They care about division so they can keep us controlled. They care about running the whole goddamn planet, and they don't give a damn if you black or white or what have you. A lot of white people died in 9/11. A lot of white people died at Pearl Harbor. A lot of black people get killed in so many wars, just like white people. We are all dying left and right. We need to unite and come together and realize who the real enemy is. So I want to thank everybody for watching and for, just clicking on this video and, using your time to actually, watch this video. I always like to thank people for actually taking the time out their life to actually watch my videos and to actually see what I have to, say. It really does mean a lot, and I really do appreciate all the support as always. So thanks again, and I'll see you guys next video.